It should be on now.
Okay.
In a second. I don't know. Sometimes it takes a little second to actually kick off. There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Trying to get on my. There we go.
Yeah, it is.
Hmm?
Are you moving the? Okay.
I'm gonna move the mouse above the shit.
It's still below it. Where's the mouse at on your phone?
Still below it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, it's above it now.
Okay, mine's still below it. Okay, now it's going above it. Now it's above it. So there's a little bit of delay from your phone to and my console.
Alright. I'll move it up a little bit more.
It's still where it was.
Dude.
Okay, now it moved.
Okay, yeah, that's as close as it's gonna get.
Alright.
Alright. I'm gonna put my phone down here. Alright. Intros?
Say what?
Intros?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Alright. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Thrust here. And back with another commentary video for Exodus Crash Grandmaster. This is one we did, another one we did. And once again, I'm here with my dad.
Suit and cat. Yep. Ready to go. Exodus Crash. From this was one from my perspective.
Did we have Yuka with us in this one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we did have one.
Okay, we did. All right.
Yeah.
So the last one we didn't have him on, but the first one we did for Light Blade, he was in there.
This was the second year. This is the second year we did Grandmaster. Remember the first year we did it without him. It was just you and I.
This is another Nessus strike, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we just did a Nessus strike.
Oh, we did. Well, I guess making our way through.
Eventually, we're gonna get into Inverted Spire, right? That's good. That's another one. We just did Insight Terminus. We just did it not like earlier today. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So let me play the video. All right, it's gonna take a minute to catch up, but what do you remember about this strike?
I hate this strike. This is the worst strike ever. I prefer at the lower level. I prefer corruption.
More corruption.
Yeah, at the low level, like at the easier level. You know, I obviously prefer this one at the Grandmaster level. But
I was gonna say just real quick. This one is the last one was from my perspective, and this one's from your perspective again.
Yeah, and but I hated this one. It's very long. You know, it's very extremely long. I mean, this, and at the very end, we had to do a glitch that I'm not happy about, but that was the only way we were able to beat it. But I think this was one where I just, playing with Yuka again is just, it's just you just gotta have the mindset that is different than when you and I play. You know, when you and I play, we kind of divided roles, and I know what I'm doing, you know what you're doing. And when you add a third person, this is like no knock to Yuka, but I think it's anybody, because you and I've been playing together for years. I mean, for like 15, 16, ever since you were young, I taught you, I taught you how to play video games, so I very familiar with the way you play, right? And Yuka, is that Yuka dead already?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it takes some time to get through.
He was on his Sparrow. I don't know what he was doing on his Sparrow.
Yeah, so anyway, what do you think? What do you remember about this as we were about to play?
Man, this is another old Destiny 2 one. In fact, actually, I remember it being quite different year one for this. Well, I mean, it wasn't. We didn't have Grandmasters back then. They were just Nightfalls. But I remember all them goddamn loops and hoops and shoot them little things up in the air and crap.
Oh yeah.
So I remember we had some ups and downs with the strike. I think they also took it out of the rotation at some point because so many people hated this strike. I remember a lot of people not liking this strike. This strike is infamous for being a pain in the neck. I know I mentioned this in the last one we did earlier today when we were talking about the snipers. I remember trying to do those hard freaking Nightfalls with them snipers, and the snipers one shot killed you because they had a bunch of snipers in this one too.
Yeah.
And it was a one hit kill. Like they shoot you, and they were so far away they can hit you, but it was really really hard to hit them once you got closer. Right? Yeah. And they would kind of have you nailed down for a little bit. Of course, they still have that. You got to run through these little blue charges at the beginning part here, and I remember on our way up to this hill, as we're making our way up the hill, you have to be really careful because there's a lot of different. Because this is a fallen strike. This is a fallen strike. So you got all of them invisible dudes who can sneak up on you and mess you up. On this one,
yeah.
So we really had that one once again, just like the last one we did. We talked about. This is another one that has a lot of ads, and you kind of gotta work your way through it. Make your way up.
And this is another thing I was thinking about this particular strike. Like you were mentioning those little waves, or not waves, but those blue. I don't know what you call them, but you had to go through them, right?
Yeah.
And then they would go away. And I don't know, there was like about 18 or 19 of them things. Yeah. What was the point of that? I mean, it's like we're supposed to be at war with the Cabal. We have objectives, obviously. In any war, you're gonna have some objectives. But where is it in war where you got to go through some blue wavy thing or shoot some stupid crystals? It's like it just takes you out of the game. I mean, I'm trying to. It's bad enough that you got enemies shooting at you, but and this is the first section, and then we go to the second section, which they don't have this blue waves because we're kind of inside some sort of structure. But then you go outside again, and you got to go through these blue wave shit, and then you go to the structure again. But I don't understand why. I mean, why? Who at Bungie thought this would be a good idea to add this extra bullshit here? It's like the aesthetics of it is just dumb. You know what I'm saying? You have enemies shooting at you. We're at war. We need to try to take enemies out. And I can't imagine like any of the wars that have happened over the years, or any military conflicts over the years, where like America or any other country who's engaged in some sort of conflict with another country have to say, oh, wait a second, before we shoot the enemy, we got to go shoot some blue crystals. You know, it's just dumb. You
Yeah.
know, I'm sorry, but it was one of the things I'm venting on. And this is one of the reasons why I didn't like it. And I think a lot of people didn't like it. It used to be worse because a long time ago when you did this strike, I can't remember, but it was the early stages of Destiny. It was on a timer, and if you didn't, you had to get through these stupid ass crystals. You had to shoot them all, and if you didn't do them all, and you didn't do it in time, then it affected you, where you ended up got booted out, and you had to get sent to orbit again. You know, I mean that's from what I recall. I may, you know, there may be some old Destiny person who said, "Well, no, you didn't have to go to orbit." But come on, my dude,
No,
who
no,
the hell
it
got to
sent you
send
back to
crystals?
orbit. It sent you back to orbit. You had a time limit. It was the time was over. It would kick you out, and you had to start all over again.
Okay, so it did
The
send you back in.
the yeah the nightfalls back then were really annoying. I don't know why they did that because nightfalls weren't even like that. Like yeah, they had a timer, but when it got to a certain point, it didn't kick you out like back in Destiny One. It
Yeah.
was just like if you did very poorly on your time, you like that was supposed to affect your rewards, but it didn't actually kick you out though. You know, and here, back in like year one, it would kick you out. And I also wanted to mention that this I feel like this is a perfect example of how you can't exactly play things how they were intended in Grandmasters because the way you're supposed to do this is you're supposed to stand inside the circle. But if you were to do that in here with all these champions that could easily two tap you, you would die, you know.
Yeah.
So we had to constantly backtrack back to the stairs, and thank God we were actually able to go back to the stairs. Because sometimes in Destiny, the minute you walk into an area, there is no turning back. They just like put a force field behind you or something like that, and you're forced to stay inside the room. But I think the reason why the only reason why they probably didn't do that for this particular room is because it's impossible to stay in this room with all these ads shooting you in this little small room with this electrical panel that will freeze you if it electrocutes you. Right? There's just no way that you could be in here forever and survive. You know?
Especially when you like just think, if you walked up to the top of the stairs, you could get melted really quickly, right, by these enemies, right? And so even if you're down and just sticking your head up, uh, you know, because it's at this Grand Master level, you got so many enemies shooting at you all at once. Basically, they can just tap you out really fast, right? So you have to be really extremely careful. I really like the fact that Yuka's in here because you have that extra guy that can get you up, rather than because if you died at the top of the stairs, uh, somebody if and it's just you and I, it's really risky to go up there and get somebody who's down because at least if that second player go down, you still have a third player who's still up. But if it's just you and I and say one of us go down, then we really having to risk ourselves to go out there, and then if we go down, then we got to start it all over again, right? So just having Yuka in here gave it that extra assurance that, or at least allowed me to be a little bit more aggressive, right?
Yeah, at this point, yeah. Speaking of going
See,
down,
no,
yeah,
just what I said, exactly what I said.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yuka
saying.
and I went down, and but if that had just been you and I, it would have been over. And I
Yeah,
noticed I have well, what is your build on this one?
grenades.
Are you
Yeah,
void on
yeah.
this?
No, I'm not void. I'm arc. I was
Or
throwing them storm grenades. Them storm grenades were good as hell.
yeah,
This was the time that Arc 3.0 was out.
okay.
I gotta tell you, I remember when Arc 3.0 came out. I didn't like it very much. you know, not at first, not at first. I didn't like it very much, but after kind of messing around with it a little bit, kind of understanding how it worked, it's pretty fun. It was pretty fun to use.
Yeah. Well,
You
I
know,
mean, I never. For some reason, I don't remember what I thought about Arc. I'm as a general assessment from myself. I never really liked Arc. I really hated it. Right. I preferred Solar or Void. Right. As especially when I was a warlock. Right. You know, I was trying to remember what Arc build because I didn't like the super. The super was stupid.
I mean, hell, that was a Titan. What was there to not like on a Titan?
I know a Titan. Well, you know, I think that the people from Bungie were all Titans. they really did. They say, well, I guess we got to mess with these other classes. you know.
In my opinion, the Titan is most like the Spartan.
Yeah. Now I remember a lot of these. What you call them? Those blowing up shanks or what do they call? The ones on fire.
The ones on fire.
The shanks. Yeah.
The sparkly shanks.
Yeah. I hated those shanks. Whenever they
myself,
blew up.
I don't know their name. I don't know what they're called. The sparkly ones.
Yeah. Look at there go. Y'all can always tell when we're playing with Yuka because he always gets in my way. He just always gets in my way.
Yeah,
Look at him.
I just realized he's strictly a hunter. He never plays any other class.
I just don't understand why he does that
hunter.
back. Yeah, but it's like he does that back and forth move all the time, and
I think he's trying to stray. I think so. What do you mean? Like you mean like he's like walking back,
yeah,
and he's walking backwards and he's walking forward. Is that what you're saying?
yeah. But the thing about it never seems to. It never seems to be working for him. Like he always seems to go
that's not
that.
how you strafe. You're supposed to go left and right. You're not supposed to go back and forth.
Well, the thing with him, he goes left and right, up and then
It's just random.
forward and backwards.
It's just random movement. I just don't think he quite mastered it yet.
Well, you know, but didn't it used to take us forever to get past this part? It just seemed like we just got past it so fast.
It would have been faster if we split up.
No, I hated this part. I remember the first time we did this, especially at the master level, I kept getting shot over here like by those guys in those sparrows. Yeah.
Man, I wanted one of those pikes. Forget.
I want one in real life.
Forget the sparrow. I want the pike, bro. Like I want something that can actually shoot. I remember talking to Yuka the other day about Destiny. And I was saying, like, is there ever a chance that we could just like replace the sparrows with like one of those tanks? It would be nice if we could just have the tank. Just anytime, just like, oh, we gotta drive over to Firebase Rubicon, where the hell it's called, and then just hop into a tank and then shoot people while we're on the way there.
But when you think there's a way to do one in real life, I mean, have a sparrow
in real life?
in real life. I mean, I think we can. I mean, it seems like it's got to be some kind of float in the air with some kind of engine like jet engine. To move you forward.
Dangerous. That seems so dangerous. That seems like
I'm not saying it's not dangerous,
forget a fire hazard. That's like an explosive hazard. That's like lose your entire home in like a second.
Well, what about electricity? I mean, what you don't think you can do it? I mean, if you got fuel injected type of sparrow, but what about electricity? If extremely efficient sparrow. I mean,
see, just like in the game, in real life, I would still rather have a tank.
No.
I mean, I don't think I think you can get a tank. I just don't think it could be an armed tank though.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can't. Like, I think you can get it like an actual tank, but like, I don't think it could be armed though. So I mean, you can't like go around and shoot stuff, but you can like crush stuff or whatever. I don't know. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger has one. He's
A real tank?
Yeah, he has a tank. I don't
Why?
think it has a gun. I don't think it's gunned though. Like I said, I don't think it's armed. I don't think you can have an armed tank.
So what? I just can't believe we taking this tank down so fast.
I mean, it is a Red Bar tank,
Yeah, but I remember it
and
used to
that
take us.
Minotaur, that giant Minotaur, is shooting it with us as well, with all the grenades and the. We're like team shooting it and everything.
But
So
do you
we made it.
remember? Do you remember when we first did this? Like even at the master level, it just took forever to take that tank down. Oh, maybe it was because where we were located. Like we were located at the entrance level over there.
Hmm.
You know, if you sat here and watched that them fight each other like the tank and that, who do you think would win?
What do I think will win?
Yeah.
Look like the Minotaur was win. Although I don't know, because when we were also kind of blowing the tank up and causing the tank to stall. So I mean, maybe if the tank wasn't stalling as much as it did because we were shooting it, maybe a tank would have won.
Like if we just sat there and watched them fight. It makes me
Although
wonder.
although the enemies don't do a whole lot of damage to each other though.
Yeah.
They don't do a whole lot of damage to each
They
other.
did a lot of damage to
Yeah.
us.
Like the amount of damage you could do to the enemies don't do anywhere near as much of that damage. Or the end, like you just said, the enemies doing damage to us. They don't do anywhere near as much damage as they do to each other.
Now I remember getting in here, and I hate this area because it's so dark. I have so much trouble seeing in here.
Isn't there a way to kind of like skip most of this jumping puzzle? I'm pretty sure there's a jump that you can do that like skips like 90% of it.
It might be. I just never, I just never. Well, obviously,
Boy,
I'm
that
not.
was
I,
risky.
for someone who hates jumping, I never would be the one to figure something like that out.
Yeah, I think there was like there was somewhere if you jumped across, it would like skip most of it. Hey, this is some parts in here in this jumping puzzle you were doing some meleeing. I'm surprised you tried that. That was
You were surprised I tried it?
Yeah, I'm surprised you tried to do that meleeing because that is risky.
Oh,
Them ads will melee you and they'll do a
then
lot
you
of
could go down again.
damage. I think I did. I think I got
Okay.
shot by like that sniper or something. I think. Oh, I remember this. We were trying to jump up there. We're trying to jump up on top of that little box thing.
Oh, that took us forever.
Yeah, because it's so annoying. It's so
Those
annoying.
explosive shanks, I hate them motherfuckers, bro.
I hate this boss too. This is you were talking about boss earlier that disappears.
Yeah.
This boss was a lot more infamous for disappearing than the Inside Terminus boss.
Yeah.
You remember
Yeah.
this boss because he would, especially with the whole time limit thing. Remember we had the time limit. We just shoot him a little bit and then he would just disappear.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
then like your time would just be ticking away, and you're like, okay, I guess I just go screw myself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I remember.
sometimes-
Okay.
I was gonna say sometimes that would result in you losing because the boss just wouldn't show up again. The boss would disappear, and then he wouldn't be back until like 2 weeks later.
Yeah. So go ahead and explain what's going on here.
Oh yeah, we're just trying. Well, I mean, I can't say what we were trying to do. We're trying to. I don't think you could get up there though, because he's a
Yeah.
hunter.
Yeah, he never did make it up there, but
I don't think a Hunter. I don't think Hunters can go back up, right? Because the jump isn't high enough, right?
yeah.
Even if they have like stompies, which increases your jump height, I think. I don't think they can do it. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe they can, but I know Titans can do it because Titans jump high as hell, right? Titans got mad hops, but I don't know. Warlocks can do it. Although I remember having a little bit of trouble getting up there with the Warlock. Oh, is he? Oh, he got up there. Yeah, you got up there pretty easily. Well,
No, he was down there.
Back up into the whole. Oh well, yes. I'm looking at my computer screen. Where?
Oh, you can see it.
Yeah.
He was up there to make. He was able to make it up there with us.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can make it up to the box though. I don't remember if he did or not. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I see him up there.
Yeah, well, this is a good time. This is a good moment to say whatever because this part took some time to do.
Yeah, I hated this damn strike. I just hated it. Even the points, like we covered this. We got 45 minutes to make it up here. I think it was 40 minutes the first year, but this is the second year, so it was about 45 minutes before darkness came, and then we lost chance for revives, and if we died, basically we couldn't use any revives. And then once we actually got up here, I think Yuka couldn't make it all the way, and so he died instantly. And so basically, it was the last, I guess, like 40 minutes or so. It was just you and I just shooting up at this cheese spot, and it was just fucking dumb. But it was necessary evil. That's what this was.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I just got a memory. You see that emote that Yuka's doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. That just reminded me that he would literally buy anything from the cash shop.
Yeah, he just stood. Well, I mean, like when you say cash out, you mean like you use real money, right?
Yeah, like, there was a one where it was that one that he took the stop sign out or whatever, the sign that was an X, and that was it. It was just a sign that was an X, and he was like. And it was like $2, and then he bought it. I was like, well, "What the frick?"
You buy that shit, bro.
I was thinking, like, I mean, look. If you like something, you buy it. But I would question his purchase options. Like, he said, like, out of all the things that you could buy out of the cash shop, like the electric guitar emote, all the different cool looking armor ornaments that they had, all that stuff. And now the one he buys is the one where he just takes out a sign with an X.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, okay. I mean, if he likes it, he likes it. Who am I to judge? I'm just like, it's just funny to me. It's just funny.
Well, we all got different tastes and stuff. I remember that one with the flipping table and being angry, and that was one of the ones that I took forever to try to get. I mean, but I really wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
And I think when it came available, I actually spent real money for it, and which looks really silly considering we don't really play Destiny anymore. But the other one is when the minute I saw you get it, well, two of them. One is the guitar one, the one that I can actually see on my screen now. You probably saw it a little earlier.
It's on. It's still on right now.
Yeah. So that was one, and then the other one is that the beer. When he was throwing the drinking the beer and throwing it down with the glass. Yeah. Why are we stuck here now? Because we just waiting
to jump on top of the stupid thing.
And I remember you did it with your guy, and then you had to come downstairs and do it.
Yeah. I was upstairs. My setup's upstairs, and you're downstairs.
How you could die? Or was that you?
No, that was me. I was trying to jump up on there, and I fell out.
I automatically think it's you. I feel bad.
I feel bad. I remember the whole reason why he wanted to do Grandmasters with us is because he wanted the title.
Yeah.
because he didn't
Well.
have any. He didn't have any titles. He
Yeah.
wanted a title, and he knew that we were trying to get gilded. So he said, like, "Well, can I join? I want to get Conqueror title or something." Because for he didn't want Conqueror title. He wanted Undying title, the Undying title, and when he couldn't get the Undying title because that was like a once in a lifetime thing, right? And when he couldn't get the Undying title, he said, "Okay, well, I want the Conqueror title then." And so then we had to help him level up to be able to play Grandmasters. And now he has a Conqueror title now because we helped him get it. But yeah, it's somebody who's because he's kind of a casual player for Destiny. Back when we played, he really didn't. He barely ever got on Destiny, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I just died again. I'm like, this is stupid, man. But despite his lack of experience and all this for playing all this difficult stuff, you definitely had to admire his determination to try to get his title. Because he put in time to level up his guy to play it.
Well, yeah. I mean, the titles, they're important. I mean, because it's kind of like it distinguishes you from others. Uh, if you're really into that. I know I was. I mean, it was sometimes, man, I really couldn't wait. I mean, I just couldn't wait to get a title, right? Because I had several of them. I had that Dresden, which was the what was that game mode called? You know what I'm talking about? The Dresden.
Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit. Yeah, and I hated Gambit, but I got the Gilded, right? And then I got the the Grand Masters title, and got it Gilded. I was trying to remember if there was one other thing, but that Undying title, I think Bryson definitely wanted, but it was too late. He couldn't get it. I don't even think Bryson was even playing Destiny back then when we were doing that. He wasn't even in the. I mean, we hadn't even. I don't. Were you playing with Bryson when we got that?
I think he
had
the game. He had the game before they started taking content out of it. I'm pretty sure he had it because he had it way back when the old campaign was still in the game. He had Destiny. He just didn't play it very often. He barely ever got on.
But weren't you still in high school when we got the?
When we got what?
The Undying.
Yeah, I was still in high school.
Yeah, because I don't think I knew Bryson then.
No, you knew him. You just didn't know him very well. You just knew him very well.
Oh, okay.
Because you barely played with him. Like I said, he barely got on.
Yeah.
I knew him. I met him first year of high school. I wasn't like really good friends with him.
Yeah.
First year. I would say probably about my second year of high school. I got to know him a little bit better. And he got a PlayStation. He got his PlayStation 4. And we were playing Soul Calibur together. And then later on, he got Monster Hunter. And then we were playing like Monster Hunter World. He got Monster Hunter World. And then we were playing the hell out of Monster Hunter World. And then later on, you suggested if we should get him on Destiny. And he got on and played every once in a while. But he like you and I, we were on Destiny like every day.
Yeah. It's hard to play it. You're not really into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This like that now. It's like maybe this is probably not the best streaming one because
I mean, we're talking. As far as action on the screen, not much going on. Okay, I think I'm moving your guy now.
Yeah. Because you had to come down and get my guy. And
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Bryson. I don't know if he just went back down and said, just gave up on it.
Oh well, here you go. This is my ultimate frustration right here.
Yeah, because and it took forever for you to get up there, right?
It's like 10 minutes have gone by now. Over what? It's been over 10 minutes. About 10 minutes now. This jump was hard to do. I'm not gonna lie. This was a hard jump. Okay, it's easier on your guy.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. I just saw it on this screen.
Oh, for some reason, it's always the Titan. It was the hardest. Okay.
Yeah, because when the Titan, I don't remember if I had the right jump on or not, but how the Titan does it is like if you boost up there, he kind of just boosts in one direction.
Yeah.
So if you don't kind of use the wall to kind of slide up there, like then because he jumps really high, but he jumps really high in like one direction. Where the Warlock can kind of float around, right? So the Warlock's easier to kind of maneuver in the air. The Titan doesn't really maneuver in the air very well. It kind of just, like I said, just boosts in one direction, and that's kind of it. Now, unless you're using those boots, those jet boots of the Titan, I can never remember the name of those boots, but unless you're using those, well, it's really hard to move around in the air with the Titan. He's really great for mobility if you're just trying to boost in one direction, like I said, but
So what's the strategy here on this one right here?
The strategy. This is probably the dumbest boss fight. We literally just stand up here
And shoot.
and just throw crap at him. Yeah, that's the entire strat.
Then shoot the heads to get them come back.
We just stay up here and just throw stuff. Because this boss fight, there was another thing that we tried to do, and oh god, so we tried to hide behind like those little barriers. Like you could hide behind one right now, but the issue is when you the issue is okay. The issue is when those little electric shanks come out and they electrify the platform. You continuously take damage. Okay, you could just die on my screen. That's kind of inevitable. There wasn't really anything he could do, right? Unless he's like a invis hunter. Like,
well, this is the one time that I think it was kind of expected without getting mad.
Well, I mean, it's like if you're stuck down there and you don't have anything that can really keep you alive, then it's inevitable. You're just gonna die because you're overwhelmed with those electrocuting shanks, right? You're overwhelmed with them, and it's hard to keep track of all of them and kill them because they don't die fast. Like they don't die as fast as you think they'll die, right? They actually got quite a bit of health to them, right? And while you're trying to take out all these shanks, you're also getting shot at by like 10 or 12 other ads, and the boss included, right? And if you miss a shank or somehow find yourself on an electrified platform, then you get slowed down and you're constantly taking tick damage. So the chances of you surviving down there is pretty slim,
Yeah, we tried. We tried to do everything, and everybody was glitching this thing. I mean, not glitching. Everybody was cheesing this thing. So it just got to the point the only sure way to get past this is to come up, be elevated, and then shoot down where that boss couldn't shoot you. The other enemies definitely couldn't shoot you. Every once in a while, there would be somebody who shot you. You did take some damage, but I wouldn't say that it was a lot, right? But I give Bryson some credit. He sat there and he just sat there and watched. I mean, I mean, I'm glad it didn't boot him out.
Free win, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Can't be too mad at it,
And I think there was another uh, Grandmaster where he died pretty early, and we just had to just do it, finish it. But I think that was one that used to be that Omnigold, but it's called something else now.
Oh yeah, the reskin.
Yeah, yeah. You know, but I'm glad with these stations because the turrets were able to do damage to them. Because I remember one year we just did it wasn't I don't know if it was Grandmaster, but it was very very high end, high level. Uh, well, this particular one, right? It was very difficult, and I remember we did the same thing. We came up here, and it was that was the one where I my guy got up there, and somehow your guy wasn't up here, but and you just took over control of my guy, and just shot down because I was too unsure of myself that I wasn't going to fall by shooting things down. At least both of you and I were up here on this one. And the turrets, you know those guys that hide very underneath us? Um, we were able to throw the turrets down, and the turrets would shoot them and do some damage to them. Whereas the year we did it, where we didn't have the turrets, it just took us forever to have to. We had to wait, and it got to the point where one of us had to just go down because we couldn't stay up because they wouldn't move. You couldn't hit them, right?
Yeah. Well, I remember these storm grenades I was throwing. Those storm grenades actually move as well. You know, so like if I because you have those turrets that can like kind of auto lock on to guys and they'll automatically shoot dudes, right? But I also had those arc storm grenades, and if you threw them close to an enemy, they would actually move over to that enemy and damage that enemy.
Yeah.
So like, if they're right underneath where we were standing and we couldn't really see them, I could also hit them with my grenade too.
Yeah.
I love those storm grenades. Those storm grenades are strong as hell. Although it sucked if you accidentally blew yourself up with it because they would really do a lot of damage to you.
Yeah.
Oh, remember when you did this when you had Nova Bomb? And
Oh
you
yeah.
kept shooting the Nova Bomb down.
Yeah.
It was always nerve wracking because you were always afraid that you were gonna fall down.
Yeah. Was that one I was just talking to you about?
Yeah, the last time we did it.
Yeah.
The time before it is.
That's why I realized that Nova Bomb was trash.
I mean, the Nova Bomb had the tracking on it. I think it was the only thing that you had that could do damage.
Yeah.
So you just every time. I think I died. I'm pretty sure I just died because there was nowhere for me to go down there. I tried to survive as long as I could, and then I couldn't get away from the boss. I was slowed, taking tick damage, like I just said. What happened to Yuka? The same thing happened to me.
See those barriers down there? Hate them fuckers, boy. I'm kind of getting hit, man. Yeah, I was glad to get those barriers out. Those barriers just took forever to.
See, at least you got that healing ring.
Yeah, I bet you this was the most stress free Bryson has ever been in a strike. Because he don't have to do nothing, right?
Yeah, I mean, but like he probably could have been up here with us if he was the different class.
Yeah, well, he just wanted to be.
He never leveled up any other character. He just has a hunter. It's just a hunter, and it's just one hunter. It's not there. He doesn't have. He's not like those players who have like 3 of the same class. I know some players do that, and some players like us, we have 1 of each class.
Yeah,
Because you can only make three characters. Like they never expanded any more than that. You could only make three characters, and there was only ever three classes: Titan, Hunter, and Warlock. You know, not that there needed to be any more classes, but I mean, you know, they could have allowed you to make more characters, I guess, for grinding purposes. But maybe that's why they didn't allow you to do it because they wanted you to grind.
Well, one thing about it, I was just kind of glad that you could have, you know, you still get credit for, you know, whatever class beat uh, a grandmaster. Like, say you had like six grandmasters, you can play it with any of the classes and you still get credit for it, right? Instead of saying, well, if you beat it with the hunter, then you got to finish it with the hunter, and then then basically you got to do uh, like what 18 grandmasters to get credit for all three. You know.
Well, you know they also do have some of those requirements in this game where it's like, oh, do this on the Hunter, Titan, and Warlock. Like for example, if Yuka wanted to get Undying Title, part of getting Undying Title was getting the armor sets for each class, like the entire armor set for each class. He would need to create a Titan and a Warlock as well. But,
Yeah.
so I think the game also does kind of have a bias for people who have all three classes versus people who just play strictly on one, right? So it's like if you don't have a Titan and a Warlock, or if you don't have a whatever class you're playing, and then you don't have any of the other two, it's like what are you supposed to do? You know,
Yeah.
how you supposed to meet that requirement of completing on the other two classes if you don't have the other two classes? You delete your other dudes or something, and then start leveling up the other two guys or something. Like what is?
By the way,
Did they make an exception for? I don't know. Like,
by the way,
what's going on?
is this the guy that's doing this? Is he the same guy as that inverted spire dude?
Is he the same guy?
Yeah.
No, he's a giant vandal.
Oh, what was that other dude?
The other guy was a giant
The inside.
scion.
The inside. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just they were just giant versions of normal enemies.
Yeah.
Ain't that what some of these enemies are? Like the Valas Tower is just a giant cabal guy,
Yeah.
and then what's that sniper rifle boss from? What's that mission called that was on 10? I know I keep calling it 10. I know it's really called IO, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Before they decide to destroy IO and probably bring it back in a later DLC, so they can, charge you for some content that you already paid for. You know?
Yeah.
What was that? The Meridian? Is that what it's called?
It's called Meridian.
What was that? Pyramidion, not Meridian. Pyramidion.
Oh, I was trying to
You remember the one with the a-hole dude, Asher? I am not confounded. That guy. Remember?
Well, wasn't the Pyramidion one of the better strikes?
It was one of the better strikes. I'm just bringing up the boss was a giant hobgoblin.
Oh, yeah.
And Semix Prime is just a giant servitor.
Okay.
I'm just saying, all the bosses in the game, in terms of just purely based off of appearance, and sometimes moveset are basically just giant versions of already normal enemies.
Yeah.
That's not 100% the case, but that is sometimes the case. Sometimes,
Yeah.
like I said, sometimes even included a moveset. Like the Archon Priest, for example, is basically just a giant captain. That's it.
Yeah.
They're just a giant captain, And then there's Taniks. And then there's Taniks. And then there's Taniks. How many times are they gonna bring Taniks back to life?
Probably a lot.
It would have made more sense if it was like, what's his name, Fig Rule, uh, Fanatic. You know what I mean? It would have
Yeah,
made sense. Like that would have made sense, right? Because he's supposed to be like unkillable, undead, immortal dude, right? Like
yeah.
like every time he dies, he just comes back to life, right? See, that would make sense. And they even talked about that he was still alive. And like Witch Queen, they even say he's still alive, even though we killed him like 2 times. He was still alive because he's supposed to like be unkillable, right? Kind of like a, I don't know what the hell that is, zombie kind of thing. I don't know, right? But like, what the hell's up with Tanix? Like, what the frick is there? There's probably some lore reasoning that they added into the game. Okay, it looks like Mindbender's ambition. That was what the gun was for this that week, huh? Mindbender's ambition. I just saw it get finished. I'm gonna restart the video in a second.
Okay, might have been. Oh yeah, because I remember you really wanted that shotgun, didn't you?
Yeah. I remember that shotgun. Although I kind of remember that the potential rolls on it weren't great, but whatever. It looks like you can craft it, so who cares? All right, I'm just gonna restart. Oops, I think I can just click over here actually. Yeah. Oops, no. Let me fast forward a little bit because in this video we didn't immediately start in the strike. Okay, I restarted the whole thing over again. All right, so that was in it's wow. Sometimes talking is just really hard. You know what I mean? That was the strike in its entirety, the Grandmaster in its entirety. You know, yeah, we cheated. All right, okay. All right, okay. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, just not well, not much. It just we did a commentary on it because we kind of doing a commentary on all these grandmasters we did, and this was one of them. But it's just this wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of it. Um, we had it was in a rotation. I think this year, if I'm remembering correctly, we had to do all of them because there was one we could skip because I think that one like the year before
that was the one before the season before.
yeah, and I think corrupted is what we skipped, right?
Yeah.
If I remember, but this one we had to do them all. So, and this was one where we looked at where we kind of felt was really easy because once we got to the end, it was just a matter of getting on top, and it's going to be extremely boring. I think this was about over an hour. I think, and most of it, you really think about it, most of it wasn't exciting gameplay. So I, apologize for people who had to sit to this boring one. And I definitely, if you don't want to sit through this whole boring one, and of course by the time you get to this comment, you probably sit through the whole thing. But I would definitely recommend looking at Lightblade and Glassway when we post that one inside Terminus because that was pretty good. And the other ones, but this one was one that to me was the worst one. And I can't even say much about it because it's not even though it wasn't really. I can't say it was frustrating from the gameplay. It was just frustrating because it was very long, and they just the design of it was stupid. It's like it's very stretched out. It's very spread out, and these like little blue lights that's in there. There's vertical lights that you had to go through was dumb, and I didn't feel like the champions were particularly difficult. Um, and so that's pretty much all I have to say about this trash of a grandmaster. What about you?
Yeah, because I mean, truth be told, we were originally gonna do Glassway. We're gonna do Glassway, but we're trying to see if we could get Yuka to come in and talk about what some of his thoughts were, because Glassway was a lot more. There's a lot more action in Glassway and a lot more planning in each little section that we had to do. So it was a lot more engaged, cause especially at the end as well, because that was another one where you really just had to move around and know what next thing was gonna come, and that you remember each step by step kind of thing. But even what's that other one? Inverted Spire, is that what it's called? Even Inverted Spire was kind of like that, even though it was kind of a short one, because Inverted Spire wasn't really that long either. But that boss fight at the end, if we ever do Inverted Spire, we'll just talk about it then. But for Exodus Crash, I gotta be honest, I never liked this strike. I never liked this strike. This to me. I know this is definitely not a new opinion. I remember the community, Destiny community, not really being too fond of it. This is what I remember. I don't know how people feel about Exodus Crash now. People probably don't even care now. But I remember people not really liking this strike. That's just what I remember. And I didn't like it either. So yeah, I kind of think I said what needed to be said on it. That's just, the plan was very straightforward. Once again, just like Insight Tournament, a lot of it's very just ad cleary kind of content. You kind of just go in, shoot a bunch of dudes up. That was it. Like what Dad said, very stretched out stuff with the whole blue trace line crap. It is what it is, I guess. So that's my final thoughts on it. All right. So you got anything else more to say, Dad?
No, I'm good. I agree with what you said, and there's not much else to add. I think we can just let this strike just speak for itself.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, that's just Kieran and Dad.
Student Cat, over and out.